everybody. How are you? Yes, there was no opening video. Well, sorry. Welcome. Hi, I'm Gretchen, and this is a premiere night for Story and Art because I am not live with you. I am with my grandkids and family at a rodeo probably about now, which ought to be pretty funny. And hopefully I'll get some pictures, but I thought it would be kind of fun. Kind of looked for a rodeo story to tell you, to give to you, but instead you'll notice around my picture you have some wild animals and a couple farm animals too. Kind of fits with the story I chose for tonight. The story I chose for tonight, because I'm not with you, I chose a funny one, a goofy one, and one by an author and illustrator who I've read before to you, John Scazzera and Lane Smith. And this is, I've read another version of the Three Little Pigs. This is called, this is a whole nother version of this fairy tale, or, well, according to the main character of the story. This is really the story, what he would say, oops. Okay, I think I got it now. Sorry. This is the true story of the Three Little Pigs, as told by John Scazzera and illustrated by Lane Smith. I'm always having difficulty with that name. But here we go, folks. Please join us in celebrating the 25th anniversary of the true story of the Three Little Pigs. Where? The big house. When? For life. After all of these wonderful years, Mr. A. Wolf is sticking to his story, and we are sticking to ours. And I hope you enjoyed this. The True Story of the Three Little Pigs by A. Wolf. Now, everybody knows the story of the Three Little Pigs, or at least they think they do. But I'll tell you and let you in on a secret. Nobody knows the real story, because nobody has ever heard my side of the story. Well, I'm the wolf, Alexander T. Wolf. You can call me Al. I don't know how this whole big bad wolf thing got started, but it's all wrong. Maybe it's because of our diet? Hey, it's not my fault wolves eat cute little animals like bunnies and sheep and pigs. That's just the way we are. If cheeseburgers were cute, folks would probably think you were big and bad mean too. But, like I was saying, the whole big bad thing is all wrong. The real story is about a sneeze and a cup of sugar. This is the real story. Way back in Once Upon a Time, I was making a birthday cake for my dear old granny. I had a terrible sneezing cold. I ran out of sugar. So I walked down the street to ask my neighbor for a cup of sugar. Now, this neighbor was a pig. And he wasn't too bright either. He built his house out of straw. Can you believe it? I mean, who in his right mind would build a house out of straw? So, of course, the minute I knocked on the door, it fell right in. I didn't just want to walk into somebody else's house, so I called, little pig, are you in? No answer. I was just about to go home without the cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. And that's when my nose started to itch. I felt a sneeze coming on. Well, I huffed and I snuffed. Shoo! And I sneezed a great sneeze. Oh. And you know what? That whole darn straw house fell down. And right in the middle of the pile of straw was the first little pig, dead as a doornail. He had been home the whole time. It seemed like a shame to leave a perfectly good ham dinner lying in this straw, so I ate it up. Think of it as a big cheeseburger just laying there. I was feeling a little better, but I still didn't have my cup of sugar. So I went to the neighbor's house. Now this neighbor was the first little pig's brother. He was a little smarter, but not much. He had built his house out of sticks. I rang the bell on the stick house. Nobody answered. I called, "Mr. Pig, Mr. Pig, are you in?" And he yelled back,
"Go away, wolf! You can't come in. I'm shaving the hairs on my chinny chin chin."
I had just grabbed the doorknob when I felt another sneeze coming on. I huffed and I snuffed. And I tried to cover my mouth, but I sneezed a great sneeze. And you're not going to believe it, but this guy's house fell down like his brother's. When the dust cleared, there was the second little pig, dead as a doornail. Wolf's honor. Now, you know food will spoil if you leave it out in the open. So I did the only thing there was to do. I had dinner again. Think of it as a second helping. I was getting awful full, but my cold was feeling a little better, and I still didn't have that old cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. So I went to the next house. Now this guy was the first and second little pig's brother. He must have been the brains of the family. He'd built his house out of bricks. I knocked on the brick house. No answer. I called, "Mr. Pig! Mr. Pig, are you in?" And do you know what that rude little porker answered?
"Get out of here, wolf! Don't bother me again."
Oh, talk about impolite. He probably had a whole sack full of sugar, and he wouldn't give me one little cup, not even one little cup for my dear sweet old granny's birthday cake. What a pig. I was just about to go home and maybe make a nice birthday card instead of a cake when I felt my cold coming on. I huffed and I snuffed and I sneezed once again. Then the third little pig yelled,
"And your old granny can sit on a pin."
What? Whoa. Now, I'm usually a pretty calm fellow, but when somebody starts to talk about my granny like that, I go a little crazy. Well, when the cops drove up, of course, I was trying to break down the pig's door. And the whole time I was huffing and puffing and sneezing and making a real scene. And the rest, as they say, is history. A.T. Wolf, big and bad. The news reporters found out about the 2 pigs I had for dinner. They figured a sick guy going to borrow a cup of sugar didn't sound very exciting. So they jazzed up the story with all that huff and puff and blow your house down. And they made me the big bad wolf. That's it. The real story. I was framed. But maybe you could loan me a cup of sugar? Pig pen. And that's the story of the true story of the three little pigs. Now, John Skazeska totally failed to spring a wolf free with this story. But he did go on to write scads of subversive best-selling books, found the literary initiative Guys Read, and get appointed the first national ambassador for young people's literature. Now, his whole Guys Read series is something else. It's a set of chapter books that, when it came out, any student I had, any guy that I had in the school that wasn't really interested in reading, this got them going onto chapter books. Now, Lane Smith and his artwork did not help A. Wolf in his bid for freedom. If anything, the illustration of the dripping cheeseburger set back Mr. Wolf's case. However, he did go on to accept a Carl Honor for Lifetime Achievement, 2 Caldecott Honor Medals, and 4 New York Times Best Illustrated Book Awards. Not bad. A. Wolf has continued to proclaim his innocence since 1989, but he does admit to being guilty of inspiring millions of teachers, librarians, parents, and kids to consider someone else's point of view. And that's the story of the true story of the three little pigs. Yay, the true story of the three little pigs by A. Wolf. There you go. Yeah, you can see it. It's hilarious. It was written in, okay, so this is a 25th, 2014 was the 25th edition. So it's been, add another 9 years to that. Since 1989, this book has made it around. I can still remember when it came out. It is always on the shelf of my library at school. Always checked out. The kids love it. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. So I hope you guys like that. I know it's a short night tonight for a story time, but I thought I'd get one good one in for you. Hopefully it recorded okay. I'm going to listen in, make sure it's okay. And I just had to read a story for my bucket filling brigade. And I hope you guys are having a great time. And as you know, I'll see you next Thursday with another story. I'll be back. And hopefully you're working on some art so that next Sunday we can get a whole bunch of art in. I've got a new piece I'm working on that I got an inspiration from Diana Anton. Kind of a little sketch there. Plus, my friend Lala, who is Mommy Guide Inc., had Stan Black on. Yeah. Anyway, StanX is his site. He was a cartoonist on her live stream, and she was challenged to do a draw every day, practice every day for 30 days. So I'm joining in on her challenge because Lala's in the Philippines, and her live streams are on like at 3 o'clock in the morning. So I never get a chance to see them. And she had one on the other night at a different time. And it was great fun to participate in that, in the art. So that's what I'm doing. So I'll have some things, if nothing else, just doodles. And I'll have stories of the rodeo. Yay ho! Maybe I'll come home with a book. Anyway, until next time, you guys, keep looking for the beauty hidden in plain sight. It's all around you, but you know the first place you'll find it is if you just go look in the mirror. See you next time. Let's see.
Not you, not her. not him or them gon' stop me from getting mine now. Not you, not her, not him or them gon' silence my rising inner child. And every time I look up in the sky, I know it'll be alright. Yeah. And every time I look up in the sky, I